Howdy, howdy. How are y'all today? I'm doing all right. This is just a little bit of my ideology. I don't know if this is your first one, your worst one, your last one, your best one. Either which way. It's kind of annoying having an introduction, same introduction, so I decided to change it a little bit and just ramble for a second. Anyways, all right, done with my ramble. All right, today the quote is, I don't need to fight you because in the end, you'll believe in me too and fight for me, dude. All right, so again, if you want the in-depth conversation, the class that's more than just an essay, let me know. Well, good morning, love. How are you? Yeah, that's my puppy. His name's Love. He hears the chickens outside. They're banging on the window. And now he's looking at him like, come on, let me out there. I want to chase him. But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to get to this. Because in the end, he's just going to fight for the chickens, right? What, buddy? I'm busy. Watch out. All right. I don't need to fight you because in the end, you'll believe in me too and fight for me, dude. This is a good one. I've thought about this. And there's been many different situations where this is true. Sometimes I've had to make myself the bigger man, so to speak. It's harder not to fight than it is to fight, especially when it's a lose-lose situation. The popular Boondocks Boondocks is a TV show, calls it a nigga moment. When you're in a situation that seems impossible to get out because your pride or whatever it is gets in the way. I don't need to fight you because in the end, you'll believe in me too and fight for me, dude. I have to laugh at this because there's so many different situations, so many different times throughout my life where this quote has come true or proved valuable. I'm a very difficult person to deal with. Nobody in this entire world has ever told me I'm an easy person to deal with. Besides myself, I think I'm easy. I like to push people, test their buttons and see what they're made out of. I'm an intense person. I don't like imperfections, and I don't like when people don't strive to be perfect in everything that you do. Now it's impossible for me to be, or to tell you to be perfect because this is just an impossible feat. I'm never going to be a perfect human being, no matter how many people I help, no matter what I do, no matter how many people follow me, no matter how many people believe in me. I'm never going to be perfect. I do, however, strive for perfection. And that's what I ask all of you to do. Just strive for perfection. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be perfect. Just try for it. I'm a difficult person because I challenge you. I'm going to push your buttons. I'm going to bring the best out of you from the best of my ability. Sometimes I'm rather an annoying person that can crawl under your skin. I won't give up on you. Just like I won't give up on myself. If you become Fuck You Make Money, then it's for life. As it is a mentality change, a paradigm shift. This message is so powerful as long as we consistently have the Fuck You Make Money mindset. Over the years and over time, we will develop skills which develop successful habits. This is imperative for us in order to succeed in life. In the beginning, it's obvious. We don't have the necessary traits in order to succeed. School and the dumbing down of music help contribute to this problem. In today's society, we don't challenge our peers in a positive manner. If we listen to the music, nobody's holding anyone accountable for the future damage these songs will have on our youth and society. It's always, I'll beat you down, or if you come to my block, I'm gonna fuck you up, or I'm going to come to your block and fuck you up, or I'm gonna take your girl, or come, let's fuck, or some stupid shit. You know what I mean. None of it's challenging ourselves or community to be productive. Tupac said it best. If we want to be gangsters and we want to live that lifestyle, then let's start our own country. If this is what we want to do, then let's do something about it. I cannot agree more with that mentality, and I blame us as a people for what our situation has become. I'm telling you, I don't need to fight you. As Harriet Tubman would say, She saved thousands of slaves, but she would have saved thousands more if only she convinced them that they were a slave. It is very difficult for me to explain we are still slaves. It's so taboo for Black Americans to hear that they are still slaves. We've been told repeatedly slavery ended in the 1800s. So that has to be true, right? The truth is, we have not changed our mentality as a race. As a race of people, what do we aspire to become? But even worse, what is expected of us? What is expected of being Black? Nothing is expected of you besides going to jail or doing something stupid. If you're a Black woman, you're expected to live off of food stamps and have a whole bunch of illiterate, stupid kids. If you're a Black male, as I am, we're expected to go to jail. It is not a maybe I will, maybe I won't. It is an expectation in America. If you're a Black male, you're going to jail. In the United States, it is a great achievement in most Black families to graduate college. But it is a commonality, a norm, to have been in jail. Why is it a great achievement to graduate, but it is not a great failure to end up in jail? We treat jail as some kind of sick rite of passage. Education be expected, not the other way around. We expect ourselves to go to jail, while we give ourselves cookies for doing what our ancestors died trying to do, which is learn. Why is that an achievement to learn? Learning is more or less a basic necessity, just like you need to drink water. You need to eat. When you're walking around up and down the street, you're exercising your muscles. Our brain is also a muscle. Why would you refuse to exercise that muscle? Doesn't make any sense. Hopefully, with better understanding now, we are our own worst enemy. I say again, I don't need to fight you, because in the end, you'll believe in me too, and fight for me, dude. There's going to be a lot of people when they read this who are going to disagree with me. Not because they actually disagree, but because I'm calling them on their own shit and saying that they're worthless. But not just in a singular form, but in a plural form, meaning everyone. If you're not consistently trying to better ourselves on a daily basis, not on a weekend basis, we're not weekend warriors, then it's an inevitable result. We will be a deterioration of a person, a race, a nation. There are only two directions, not three: progression and regression. The third option, which so many of us fall into, is stagnation. However, stagnation is the same as regression. It's not progression. In order for us to achieve great things, we have to change our morals, what's important to us and why it's important to us. By understanding our past, we can predict and understand our spending habits, our morals, our communication skills, or lack thereof, and family dynamics. We have absolutely no identity. We don't know anything about ourselves, and we don't care that we don't know anything about ourselves. The world considers us African American, but none of us have ever seen Africa or had a desire to go. So how and why can we be considered something that we have no emotional attachment to? But yet we accept ourselves as being classified or called something because we have no self-identity. We don't know what we are, and if we don't know what we are, then how can we ever achieve anything great as a race, as a culture, as a people? Until the time we decide to disregard everything we're taught in schools by the conquerors and decide to rediscover our past. Yes, some of us have royal African blood and royal Indian blood from vast regions of the Native United States and throughout the transatlantic slave trade. We'll use me for example. Through my lineage, I have royal blood on both my Native American and my African side. Most everyone wants to believe they are royal blood and they are a king, but runs at the first sign of trouble and avoids responsibility. As king, you must only think of empowerment of your people. As a king is ordained by God to provide food, knowledge, protection, discipline, and structure for his people. Most believe being a king is a blessing, but it's a curse, for a true king is unable to sleep until he knows his kingdom and his people are safe. It was not just the king who was transported, but his royal court, his soldiers, his doctors, his advisors. Opposed to us using our ancient soldier blood of having no fear to destroy each other, or using our ancient blood to create belittling music and images, We need to remember when the time is right, the king will reappear. The question is, will you be ready? David White, or David Walker, says America is ours, just as much as it is theirs. We built this place. We can't lay dormant and believe what everyone tells us. This isn't our land. We are African. I'm not African. I have no African blood. But my great grandmother was Native American. So why do we classify ourselves as being African when the majority of us have native blood? So if we have native blood, then why are we not taking ownership in our native land or our native language or our native culture? Again, I don't need to fight you, because in the end, you'll believe in me too and fight for me, dude. What I'm writing are just my thoughts. That's it. I'm not right. I'm not wrong. I'm just a person with an opinion. Hopefully my opinion offends a lot of people. Because if it offends a lot of people, then people will talk about it. If I don't offend anybody with what I'm saying, then nothing is going to change. The only way things change is when people become offended and get riled up enough that they want to fight me. But then it's my responsibility to manipulate the situation and convince them my thinking and my opinions. I'm not opinionated from selfish thoughts. On the contrary, I'm opinionated because I want to see growth. I'm sick of people blame everybody but themselves for their own problems. If I can piss everybody off enough to want to fight me because their life is miserable and been blaming everybody in the world for their own situation, then that's great. That is amazing, actually. For that split second where they're mad at me, I got their undivided attention. And if they can sit down for a little bit and actually understand what I'm trying to say, because in the end, you'll believe in me too and fight for me, dude. Again, if you want me to go more in depth on this, look at, I got some of my dog slobber all over me. But yes, if you want me to go more in depth with this, I enjoy this, and I believe that it's very important for us. I mean, if you kind of look like me, I'm Native American too. That's why I got reddish. So I'm not just talking about black people. I'm basically talking about all of South America too, right? Because, you know, we like to call them South Americans, but, you know, they're basically Native Americans. If you look down there, they look just like the Native Americans in America, right? But that's all for a whole nother conversation. Yes, click the link below. Make sure you like, you share, you pass on. Leave a comment if you want to disagree with me. If I made you pissed off, great. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment and tell me how mad you are at me. If you like what I said, leave a comment and say you didn't piss me off. You need to make me mad, and I'll do my best next time. All right.